Good morning and welcome to my channel, The Fruitcake Astrologer, where I will give you an astrologer's take on current events and people in the news. So almost 2 weeks ago, I did a chart on what would happen with Nancy and the mask. And of course, we all know Nancy was caught in a salon on video, in a salon when the salons are supposed to be closed in San Diego, without a mask, no less. And she came out and said that she had been set up by the salon owner and she had been tricked. So I was wondering what the consequences would be for Nancy regarding the mask issue. So I'm just now getting a chance to sit down and record this reading. So if you enjoy these readings, I hope you'll like, share, and subscribe. So here is the chart. This is a Harari astrology chart. Since I'm asking about someone else, I flipped it. Okay, that means a 29 of Aquarius, 2941 of Aquarius rises. Now, Harari astrology doesn't depend upon a time of birth. It's just you get to ask the cosmos a question, any question. It's kind of a branch of astrology, a little bit more advanced. So Nancy is being described as Uranus. Okay, and Uranus is about being surprised. Uranus is the unexpected. She's shocked. Now, if we look at what the moon was last over, we see what's passing away. So first she was really mad about it, and she's been really shocked. And the moon is next over Venus. Venus trine Fortuna in the 9th house of politics, but Chiron is there. Now, you'll also notice Neptune is in the 1st house, which weakens. So she's being seen as, deceitful, a liar. Neptune retrograde in the 1st, and in a weakened position. Neptune in the 1st weakens. So I think she has really been weakened by this. Now, like I said, the 29 and chain, very late stages of Aquarius rise, which means this is a done deal. Okay, it's already been decided. So this is telling me that this is the end of Nancy. Okay, now let's give the woman credit. She's almost 80 years old. My goodness. So this should not be a shock to anyone. And of course, we all know we are probably, or it looks like we are facing a contested election. And if there has been no decision by January 20th, the Speaker of the House becomes a president of the United States. Now, one thing I've learned looking at politicians' charts is that they smell power like a shark smells blood. Okay, they want power. So notice that Mars is squaring that big triple conjunction in the 11th house of the government, friends, and groups. So I think the people in her party are smelling blood and are, this has very much weakened Nancy. Now, the late stages rise, which means, she's over. It's probably not going to be very long, I think. Last I heard, today is September 23rd, that there has been a recall issued for Nancy as Pelosi, Speaker of the House. Okay, so I think she's facing challenges from her group in the government. Mars squaring that stellium, and I think it's really hurting her self-esteem. That she's angry. She's really angry that her people are turning on her. Now, the moon was also pretty tightly conjunct the North Node, meaning this was meant to be. Nancy's time was up. And the moon is next over Venus in the 6th house of health and duty, trining Fortuna, like I said, in the 9th house of politics, but with Chiron there. So I think that Nancy will, instead of, allowing herself to be ousted, would step down for health reasons first. And I think if she will do that, she will go out as a lauded, applauded politician. The grand trine with Fortuna conjunct the midheaven in the Jupiterian sign of politics. I think if she would do that, I don't think if she won't do that, then I think she may be in for a real ugly battle with her former friends, 11th house, and colleagues. I think she's being held accountable for this. Now, the moon is coming up to in conjunct Saturn retrograde in the 11th. And I believe this was the recall that just, because I'm reading this, 12 days later. I think that was probably the recall coming up saying we want, Nancy to step down. But the moon's final aspect then is a sextile to Mars. I believe she's being given an ultimatum. You either step down voluntarily or we are going to recall you, you choose, Nancy. I consider myself an independent, and I this is just my humble opinion, but I find Nancy to be kind of a tragedy for the Democratic Party, that this woman is the face of the Democratic Party, because she's seen as kind of like, not very favorable light. And every Democrat I know agrees with this statement. Maybe it's time for someone young and fresh and a good speaker, because I see Nancy stumbling over her words and constantly has these eyes that she looks so surprised and cross. And I just really feel like the Democratic Party would be better served by having a different Speaker of the House. So, it does look like, Nancy's time's up. Whether she'll step down voluntarily or whether she'll be ousted, it sure looks like she's being given that choice, but I do think she's done. We'll see which one she takes. It looks from the chart like she won't go down without a fight. Of course, Nancy, is not known for being, namby-pamby. So I think she'll put up a good fight and be replaced. Now, notice again, 2941 rises. It's not going to be long. It's almost over, almost over. Very, very close. Now, this is a fixed sign. Rises, that's another reason I think she'll go down fighting. Fixed signs don't give up. So I think this is going to hurt her. And I also wonder if this mask thing isn't going to hurt her financially. Maybe the salon owner or the salons or whatever sue her for defamation for saying, you set me up, so I don't know. This looks like, with the moon's final aspect to Mars retrograde in the second house, that this could cost her not just self-esteem wise, but potentially financially as well. So anyway, it looks like Nancy's over. Should be no shocker. She's 80 years old. Anyway, so if you enjoy these readings, I hope you like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for listening.